Good morning and welcome to the September 24th, 2025 SPIT Committee meeting. The time is 8:01 and I will call this meeting to order. First item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Motion passes. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the April 30th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Just an FYI, I noticed on the top of those minutes this morning that the date is wrong, and I will fix that. Because it still has the February 26th date, but I will fix the minutes. But
Okay.
other than that, the actual minutes themselves are accurate.
Okay.
If you have a motion, I'll second it.
So moved.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes. Next up on our agenda is a technology update for the Infinite Campus conversion with Mr. Jay Parker.
Hey, good morning, board members. It's an honor to
Good
be
morning.
here today to give you this feedback about our Infinite Campus conversion. As you're aware, over this last year, our district had a transformative journey going to modernize the systems from Power School to Infinite Campus. And that entailed enhancing our data security, improving operational proficiency, and supporting educators and our families with better tools for learning. And part of that was standing up both Power School and Infinite Campus over an entire year to ensure that the data was valid, that we were populating the right fields in the new platform, and to ensure that we had an efficient operation when we did go live. So as you can see, we learned from phase one districts who went in 24 and 25. They started their transformation over, and we entailed in 25, 26 as we come over. And we learned from them the mistakes and some of the stumbling blocks that they experienced, and we addressed those early on, such as the transportation feeds, ensuring that the bus selections and the routes and any information that went over to our Tim's product was ingested and provided the right accuracy for our bus drivers to pick up students. Our student information system, we had to develop an entire new data feed over to our school nutrition from our student information system to give them accuracy so students can get served meals and have the right balances and pay those. So this journey has taken a year, and it entailed the entire team UCPS. We brought on academics early in the process to ensure the instructional elements were accounted for, developed roadmaps, milestones. We had objectives along the way, updated our principals, provided hundreds of training opportunities. Every week, we were providing just-in-time training, giving our educators and our data managers some details and online instruction on how to complete school business tasks. This was a major shift for the entire state, not only for Union County Public Schools. So I had to pause and give our data managers who stood on the front lines of this every day, running two parallel environments and doing their job every day in our 53 schools, that they get the highest awards because they have expended so much effort to complete this. We also brought in our enterprise data team who developed feeds of information from this new environment to all of our third-party vendors. That was a whole new schema set up in our database, a whole new feed going out to all of them to ensure that all of our students the first day of school had access to the digital tools, and they were populated and they were aligned with our whatever licenses that we had agreed upon with our district. So part of this process is that we had to sanitize 7,000 records and bring them over. Stood up an online registration for our parents now who can do this electronically instead of going into a school. We stood up a parent portal, which is active now, which provides the grades, assignments. It also provides unofficial transcripts, gives you attendance, gives you even your class rank in the parent portal now. And one of the modules that we implemented in the parent portal was the fee module, which allows parents to pay their fees, such as their technology fees or any other fees, through the portal, and it automatically will upgrade in the Infinite Campus platform, which then leaves our bookkeepers from having to perform dual task of populating one and updating another. We've integrated all of that now. Our Canvas learning management system was integrated with pass back grades, and we've ensured that that happened. So without our data managers, our principals, our educators, Dr. Tyson, Dr. Rogers, who paired with us every single Friday for our project management, where we had an agile methodology where we entailed certain aspects we had to take care of each week, but we also had such as what we would term as a waterfall, an overall objective to go live. We accomplished all these tasks, but really all the credit goes back to our district. You know, between the ESL, EC, school nutrition, transportation, all of our educators, you know, this has been a tremendous effort, but to get to this point now, I feel like we're in a good place, and the conversations have now drifted from how to perform a task to now ad hoc reporting, enhancements to the product, adding more modules into this platform. The only one we brought in now is our fee suite, which goes into Infinite Campus, but there's others in there, which is, you know, there's payments in there that we can add that'll expand out, such as a school store, so you can buy school products through the parent portal. Also got an analytics suite, a data suite that's also included. We have a workflow suite, and we have a check-in, check-out process within Infinite Campus. All of those elements are being reviewed for business needs, and if they prove valid, we'll be implementing those after the 40 days of school. But our goal was to start the school year, become really proficient with one thing, and that was our student information system, and then enhance the products later on as we get our feet up under us and we understand all of the aspects of this new program. So that's my overall review of where we are now, and my assessment is that we did a great job with the conversion. Our entire team UCPS got accolades from Infinite Campus that we were the model for large school districts to follow, making a transformation of this magnitude and doing it well. So they even stepped out to call us out in North Carolina that we were one of the premier leaders in this transition. And it took a lot of effort to do this, y'all. It was not easy. So anybody that you meet in the district, they were probably part of it at one time. Conversations, and I always thank them for their effort in making this a success. And I have any questions if you have any.
Mr. Parker, how was this so successful? Did you spend more time in the planning phase to make sure that we had everything covered? Like, what do you think were the keys to success?
Yeah, you're correct, Ms. Morrell. You know, with any successful project, you've got to have a roadmap with objectives and milestones, so that one, it gives you a visual indicator of where you're headed, but it also keeps that information and communication in the district at what status we are with the project. So we broke this up into 12 milestones into 4 quarters, and with each quarter, we would meet with our principals, and we would publish information to the district about where we were with our project. So I think one of the elements was developing that clear, concise project plan at the beginning. The second was communicating where we're headed to and bringing in stakeholders from all over the district. And I think, you know, hearing the voices of our ESL and EC, and our health services to come in and tell us what was really important for them to complete their job and serve our students, and then encompassing all of that in. And one of the elements that helped us too was hiring a project manager, because to dedicate your time to this would be a full-time job. And bringing in someone like that, and our student information coordinators, our 3 coordinators, they send out communications every Monday morning to our data managers, and they support them, and we bring them into open labs. So I think overall it was establishing a clear project plan, accomplishing your milestones, communicating, and then at the end reviewing your success and the lessons learned so that we can be better on the next project that comes up.
I'll just make 2 comments, Mr. Morial. Number one, we made the intentional choice 2 years ago not to be part of the pilot because we wanted to learn from other districts what was working and what was not. And we proactively got 6 to 8 months ahead of where we needed to be based on what was working and not working in these other districts. But the more important reason I believe that we've been so successful is a project of this magnitude starts with effective leadership. And Jay won't say this, but kudos to Jay and his team, because if you don't have an outstanding CTO and a tech team that can manage this, Chris Conway was our project director. Without that team in place and without their expertise, none of this happens. So I want to say to the board in particular and the public, Jay, great job to you and your team, our data managers. You don't have a successful conversion without great people who know what they're doing and who hold others accountable. So those are my two opinions.
Thank you, Dr. Julian.
Yeah, well done. Congratulations.
Yes, well done.
Thank you. Is there any other comments or questions?
Well, how's the feedback been so far with it?
The feedback with it,
Uh,
it has been very positive. The new tools are welcomed addition where we were using third-party products for online registration, and then those were not integrating back in with our student information systems. The fee systems were totally separate. So bookkeepers are performing dual duty. So we've eliminated a lot of this laborious effort and streamlined our tools, which then will provide a path forward of success and providing more products to enhance our educational services here in the district.
We're about to get a lot of feedback in the next 2 weeks. This is number one on our agenda for my advisory councils. Today, I kick off my high school advisory council, so we'll talk with students about their feedback. The end of this week, I meet with my parent advisory council, so we'll start with them as well. And then we have our teacher advisory council on Monday of next week. So this will be top of the agenda to get ongoing stakeholder voice. But to Jay's point, overwhelmingly, it's been very positive so far.
So far.
Mr. Chairman, let me say I want to second Dr. Houlihan's outstanding commentary on Jay. He so gives credit to so many other people, but Dr. Houlihan is 100% correct. I've worked intensively with Jay over these last several years, and I want to say, Jay, I salute you.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, Jay. I second third all of that. We're actually doing an integration at my job now, and it is
tough
a
task.
huge headache.
Mm-hmm.
So I might be calling you for some advice. So I appreciate all you do.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, people just don't realize what goes on behind the scenes when some of these large projects like this. So, yeah, kudos again. And
Yeah, I pass all of those compliments and efforts on to our team UCPS. It was a team effort. It really took all of us to be successful and do this well. And we were the model for the state. So thank you, Dr. William, for the comments and your leadership through this whole process and the support.
all right. Well, thank you, Mr. Parker. If there are no other questions or comments, we'll move on to our next item. Our next item is a transportation update with Mr. Cole Moore and Mr. Brian Joyner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, committee members. We have included in your packet a transportation update memo form from Brian Joyner. Mr. Joyner is on the call if you have any questions about the items in there, but I will take any questions and any comments, any feedback you may have.
The total assigned suitor riders is 28,000. Is that an accurate number? I mean, typically that's usually pretty high, right? Because everybody.
So we actually have we actually did our count last week. Mr. Joyner, you can jump in. We did our count last week. That's the official number, and we're still preparing that. I think that'll be ready, Mr. Joyner, mid-October.
Yes. So, good morning, everyone. So the 28,228 is what our routing department has assigned to buses at the time this memo was put out last week. So the drivers did the student count for the state last week, and it usually takes us, 2 to 3 weeks to get that all compiled and in the formatting they like. So as soon as we get those numbers together, we'll pass that along to you once it's finalized.
So the number that you put in, a very high 90%, is that our efficiency rating?
Yes, the 99.24% is our efficiency rating.
And how does that rate to last year and the last couple of years? It seems really high, right?
Yeah, it has been very good the past couple of years. I believe last year was a 90, I believe it was 98.67. I have to pull the numbers for the previous years, but
Oh, yeah.
but we have a I'm very pleased with our efficiency rating. Now, this year we have had to add 4 more buses to the road. So, you know, it's a balance. We'll see how everything pans out with our ridership. And of course, there's a lot of things that go into that rating with expenditures and that type of thing.
So I saw we have some bus drivers in the pipeline.
We do.
Assuming all that goes well, they all get behind the wheel. What are we looking at from you know, where do you feel our level of staffing is at that point?
So if they all pass and succeed, ideally I would really like to try to add a few buses back. However, we have some retirements coming up at the end of the year, so we have to plan and account for that. Ideally, there are some schools where I would like to, we need to add. So we'll just, you know, see how they pan out. But right now we're only 7 drivers short of our 207 buses that we have, which is manageable. So I'd like to have a few extra subs in each area, like full-time floaters, just to cover the normal outages, to get our office staff off of buses to be able to provide a little higher level of customer service to our folks.
And I noticed a pretty high number of double routes. Is that pretty much the standard now? Like we have to operate with double routes?
I believe we're going to have to for some time. There are some schools where doubles are ideal. Those doubles really, you know, as much as people don't like them, that helps with our efficiency rating because we're taking a large number of kids, very quick run, taking them across the street, dropping them off. So we have to strategically, when we go to start adding buses back, we have to strategically look at where we're doing that at. You know, ideally, if you've got a neighborhood where we can do one stop in 5 minutes and make it back to the school in 15, that's an ideal double run. So we just have to strategically look and see which ones take the longest and do away with those first.
Well, I commend you for running the operation the way you're doing.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yep.
How
I don't have
many,
any other comments.
I do have one. How many roundabouts are going in currently, and how does that affect transportation?
Well, the latest one that I know of, you know, the Wesley Chapel and the Potter Road, that just opened. So that, you know, we planned for that one ahead of time. So the routes were designed at the beginning of the year to detour around that. So once it opened, it actually helps us a lot. And actually that roundabout I feel will help with traffic. I guess there's a possibility of another one coming on, you know, when they do the one at, I believe it's 84. They're talking about doing 84 and Potter Road right there at Wesley Chapel School. So I think that's still in the planning stages. So that one will probably cause some hurdles, but you know, as long as we know about them ahead of time, we can close that section of road in the system and reroute around it. So we have the capabilities to do that as long as we know ahead of time.
Mr. Joyner, that one on Potter Road, is it actually helping? Because I had concerns around how close it was to the actual light at 84, right? And I feel like at school hours, it's just going to back up through the roundabouts. Are we still avoiding it, or is it actually working?
Well, right now it's hard to tell. I mean, it's only been about a week, so right. It's hard to. I don't even think it's been a week yet. So I haven't heard anything yet, but we're still monitoring the arrivals for the elementary school and then Weddington High and Middle, because normally that's the ones that will be affected by that.
Okay.
So.
Any other questions? All right, Mr. Chairman, that's an update.
Mr. Morial, Mr. Helms, I apologize. I bypassed introducing Charles Mumpower. He's on this call with us. He is the new director of research, reporting, and analytics for our district. I previously worked with Charles 15 years ago in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools. He came here now, brings a tremendous amount of skills and data analysis and leadership from him. So I just wanted to introduce him while he's on the call to the board members that have not met him. I look forward to the work he's going to complete in the Hamptons he'll provide for our district.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just a little bit about me. I'm a lifelong Union County resident. I grew up here and went to Sun Valley High School. I'm thrilled to be here in Union County, first and foremost. I have 3 children. One graduated from Sun Valley, one graduated from CATA, and I have one currently at CATA. My background is both hands-on and leadership within technology over the last 30 years. I have specific skill sets in project management, enterprise development, business intelligence, data warehousing, and pretty much all sorts of project implementations from technology. And if you have any sort of questions you'd like to ask, I'd be glad to entertain them. Thank you very much for having me here today as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I guess now we're moving on to closing items. Information to be taken to the full board. We don't have any action items, so there's the updates for the information for the technology and transportation will be provided to the full board. Our next meeting is scheduled for October 22nd, 2025, if needed. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you all.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Good
day.
day.